multiply your wealth in a global interconnected economy where change is happening rapidly and constantly, and financial markets are rigged to benefit financial institutions and enrich corporate insiders. I've made it my mission to uncover how you can create, protect, and multiply your wealth in any economy, and have interviewed the top investors and wealth experts for over 3 years. I share what I've learned from them and continue to learn on my journey. I'm MC Laubscher, and this is Cashflow Investing Secrets. MC Laubscher here, and welcome to another episode of the Cashflow Investing Secrets podcast. This is the show where cash is not king, cash flow is king. In today's episode, I'm going to talk about the concept of one giant pool of money. One of my favorite lessons from my late mentor, Mr. R. Nelson Nash, is this concept of this one pool of money, and that there truly, really is only one gigantic pool of money out there. And how Nelson explained this was that he said, think about water on this planet, right? Think about water. So if you think about water, there are several oceans, a number of oceans that are all connected. And the oceans are connected, and then there's rivers through all of the land, and the rivers are connected to the oceans. And then, of course, we have underground water, right? Water underneath the earth that is connected in some way, shape, or form to rivers, that is connected to the oceans. It's all connected. It's almost like George Costanza on one of my favorite sitcoms, Seinfeld, talk about, plumbing, pipes. It's all connected to pipes. So it's very similar to that. So all water is connected. So the earth actually heats up, and then condensation happens on the water. It rises to the top into the air. It forms clouds, and the clouds start to fill up and build up until it becomes very heavy, and then it breaks and it delivers rain back to the earth. And guess what? Regardless of where the water falls, it's either in the oceans, in the rivers, on the earth. It goes into the underground water, which is connected to the rivers, which is connected to the oceans, and it always ends up in this gigantic pool of water. It always returns back home. So this concept can be taken over and brought into the conversation of money. Because if you really, really, truly think about money, right, there is a gigantic pool of money, just as there is this gigantic pool of water on this planet. And the commercial banks has really figured this out, because money always keeps moving through the economies, right? If we're in a country that you live in or find yourself in, money moves around in the economy, and it's exchanged by people for value, right? It is a medium of exchange. It's a representation of value, as we've discussed in previous shows. So people exchange money for goods and services that they value, right? For things that they value, and it's exchanged throughout the economy. Now, regardless of who does the exchanging, the way that our economy is structured, the way that the banking system is actually structured, money always returns back to the commercial banks. Think about that. You and I, we go grab a bite to eat somewhere, and we sit down at a restaurant, and let's just say I whip out a Visa card to pay for the food that we just enjoyed, right? Well, my card is then taken and swiped, and money is taken from my account and put into the merchant account of that restaurant. The restaurant then pays the employees from their account, and they deposit money into their banks, and then they go and buy goods and services, which is then, the money is then transferred from their accounts to other merchant accounts and then paid to their employees. And it just, we could go on and on and on with this example. My point being, the money always goes back to the same place, into the commercial banking system. Always. As money's going through the economy, it always comes back. It might come out, it might go out, right? It might go out of the banks into the economy, but it always returns back to that giant pool of money. Now, what can we take from this? How can we use this principle and this concept of this giant pool of money and incorporate it into our own life, right? Well, there is a way that we can do it, and we will, in the way that we currently do it and implement and execute a specific strategy which allows us to do that. And we actually utilize an overfunded life insurance product with a mutual insurance company to do that. It's called the infinite banking concept strategy. It's something that I've been doing for over a decade and something which we would share in other episodes. But regardless of what vehicle you use to reclaim the banking system within your own personal or business or investment economy, this concept of this giant pool of money and giant pool of water is something that you should be definitely thinking about, and thinking how you can create your own pool of money that basically goes out into the economy but always returns back to your own banking system. Thank you so much for spending your most valuable resource, your time with me again in this episode. Live your freedom, live your legacy today on your own terms, and I can't wait to spend some more time with you in the next episode.
If you are interested in learning more about cash flow investing, I have compiled the 21 best cash flow investing strategies I have come across studying millionaires and billionaires for 2 decades and interviewing over 500 successful investors and wealth experts. You can grab the 21 cash flow investing strategy secrets at 21cashflowinvestingsecrets.com. That's 21 the number cashflowinvestingsecrets.com.